Welcome to the Coquitlam Whiskey Barrel Podcast with your hosts, Uncle Corey and Uncle Dono.
Recording off some bullshit.
He left his Stanley Cup back on the ice in 1980.
It's embarrassing.
Let's give Corey a round of applause like you were the fucking service staff at a wedding.
Who shot you? Separate the weak from the obsolete.
You did this last week too when I said just give me like a 3-second heads up before you cough and I won't push start
You
yet.
didn't say anything. I just had to cough.
I said you ready. You said yeah, and then you coughed.
Did that happen last week?
It happened last week.
All right.
We could play it back.
I don't want to play
112 people listened last week. We can ask them.
Oh, no. Why are you still listening? Put us out of our misery like the old dead dogs we are.
We played the 21 gun salute. We didn't want to come back this week, but you made us.
Yeah, well, at this point, it would be shitty if we did not ride it all the way to the end. I mean, we've done it. This is week 16. This is championship week. Neither of us are in the championship hunt in this league, and it would be inappropriate and unsettling to not make sure that Nightingale and Brad and Amit don't get the support they need. We're not bailing now. We're not Mike Phaneuf. We don't bail. Although Mike Phaneuf is quite a father. Maybe the best father I've ever seen.
You know, in our league, he's one of the best fathers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like of all the fathers.
They're slowly being more and more now. Shout out Saul, shout out Kurt.
Yeah. Hashtag babies are everywhere. Yeah. But yeah, like Mike Phaneuf is just a great dad. And I don't think I say that enough on this podcast.
Me either. I mean, I usually tell him to his face, but we need to tell the public. They want to know.
That's the reality of the situation. Every time I see Mike, I shake his hand. I look him dead in the eyes. I say, hey, you know what? Great parenting today. And he said, I just gave my girls breakfast. And I said, you know what? There's a lot of kids out there that don't have a dad giving them breakfast. So good for you, man. Really appreciate that. Shout out to all the great dads out there. Hashtag Mike Phaneuf, greatest dad of all time.
World's greatest. Number one dad.
No.
You and your fancy number one shirt.
Just a blue shirt. It says number one dad.
Oh, and it's a medium. On that note, happy birthday, Emmy. Auntie M. Happy birthday.
M.
Killing it.
When was her birthday? Is it today?
Today, yeah. Being the great dad that he is, posted on Facebook so that she would see because she's 4 years old and has a Facebook account.
You know what? That is exactly what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about great fathers, I'm talking about posting on Facebook for your 4-year-old's birthday. I mean, you could celebrate with them or you could put it on Facebook. And I bet you Mike, because he's such a good dad, did both.
I hope he did.
I'm confident. I don't even have to ask that question.
Nope.
I mean, the next time I see Mike, I'll say, great work on celebrating your daughter's birthday with her.
I tried to send
great dad.
I tried to send Emmy after I saw that post on Facebook today. I tried to send her a Facebook message, but then quickly realized she's 4 and doesn't have a Facebook account and would never see it anyway.
And can't read.
Yeah. Yeah, also can't read.
But shout out to Auntie M. I did not realize it was her birthday. That's awesome. Happy birthday, M. Great parenting, Mike. So week 16.
Week 16. Now we obviously like to talk about a little bit of bullshit before we get in because for some reason, other than the 10 people that should be listening, there's 190 others that enjoy our show. I think it's just for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, of course.
You quite often like to talk about, for whatever reason, sexual misconduct in the workplace.
Can we stop bringing this up?
I
brought it up once because you love what's-his-face from Good Morning America.
We finally... Did you hear another woman came forward about Matt Lauer?
Oh, and said he did terrible things?
They had sex in his office, and they said, well, was it consensual? She said, yes. And then she says, but now that I think about it, I kind of felt forced.
See...
So that's when we're talking about where's the credibility?
It's of course.
Okay, well,
like, it's the witch hunt. It's that. It's like... No. Like, was it consensual? Yes. Okay, next question.
Yeah.
You just wanted to have a 3-sentence blurb in the New York Times? All right. Great, there you go.
And make your $5,000 or whatever.
Yeah,
and get on with it.
and now everybody knows you banged Matt Lauer.
Yeah.
Good for you, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. If it's consensual, I don't care what happened. Oh, I gotta open the phones.
Well, speaking of opening the phones,
Yeah.
while you're doing that, what do you think about Matthew Berry's conviction?
What do you mean Matthew Berry's conviction?
Oh, he was mentioned in a sexual misconduct in the workplace.
Barry was?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Are you just throwing this to me?
No. Yeah, Matthew Berry and John Buccigross. Do you know who John Buccigross
No, I
is
don't.
from ESPN?
No.
Both guys, yeah. So, Buccigross...
Okay,
Barry.
what did they say about Barry?
This woman came forward because I guess Matthew Berry pointed at her boobs in a strip club.
Matthew Berry was in a strip club and pointed at a woman's boobs?
Yeah. And now the story's
Like
come
a
out further.
co-worker's boobs or a stripper's boobs?
Well, not a co-worker. The story has come out that they were both applying for a job at ESPN at the same time. So they were like, I don't know if it's trying out or they were like actively trying to gain employment. Like, a big group of people.
Okay.
And Matthew Berry organized a trip for all of these. They're like recruits, kind of.
Okay.
Hey, let's go to the strip club,
And
have a
he
good time.
was a recruit?
He was a recruit. He was trying to get a job. She was trying to get a job. 10 other people were trying to get
So
jobs.
this is like 15, 20 years ago at ESPN?
Yeah, we just got to take a quick pause here. We'll be right back to pick up where we left off.
Nix, calm it down.
So that's where our story returns.
I forgot what this...
Matthew Berry.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he organized like a team. We're all trying to get jobs with ESPN. We'll all go out to a strip club.
Got it.
And so this was, I don't know how many years ago. She ended up not getting hired. He got hired.
Okay.
But whatever. Lots of people didn't get hired. And
Sure.
some people did get hired.
Sure.
And she's now come out, now that he's been there for 10 years or whatever, and he's doing his thing, that
Like 20 years.
he
like
like
15.
pointed at my boobs this one time at a strip club.
Pointed at my
I guess
boobs.
there's a picture of him pointing, and I guess it looks like he's pointing at her boobs.
And what is she mad about?
That's
There's a photo of him pointing towards
she felt
her
like
breasts.
he was sexually abusing her. But now that he's empowered, they were applying for a job. He was a nobody.
Yeah. Okay. So
It's like if you pointed
before
at some
you
chick's boob.
continue
Yeah.
down here to try to get me in, I don't.
No, I'm just saying. What do you think?
I don't
How do
give
you
a
feel about
shit.
it? Yeah.
I don't care.
And then John Buccigross, he sent a bunch of he sent pictures to this woman, and he was like,
no-
had no shirt on.
No connection to that guy. Don't give a shit.
Okay, whatever. But
If
they
you
were,
did some
it ended
dirt-
up being that they were dating, and she's come forward and said that this was not fair. And it's like he sent a topless pic of himself, like not like a dick pic.
To
He's
her,
not wearing a shirt.
and they were dating.
They were
at
dating.
the time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, fuck. I think that when you navigated the minefield that I laid down for you, I don't know why we start with this. Like, this is the area we want to live in, but whatever. It is, at the end of the day, if anybody did something terrible that affected somebody else in a super negative way, then fuck those people. Honestly.
When does it become the boy who cried wolf? Though?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's a witch hunt, it is what it is, and you're just trying to gain fame or get money or just drag people down, that's one thing. But if it's you legitimately felt assaulted, felt harassed, that's terrible. People shouldn't be doing that. That's not really what a day-to-day, you just shouldn't have to go through that. So, I don't know who Wintergross or whatever the hell the name is of the guy.
Buccigross. No, it was funny because it was like, oh, well, they didn't just fire Matthew Berry out of nowhere, and I saw him on ESPN the next day.
Yeah.
Made no mention of it, but it's like all these people. It's just a ridiculous situation.
Yeah.
We did open the phones. We've got a couple calls in already. You want to call him back? We had to put him on. Angela has got him on hold, I believe.
Yeah.
Is he still hanging in on line one?
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, we'll see if we can get a good connection here because
Yeah.
one of our semifinalists, the GM of Team Cold Strong, is actively trying to get in, and
Here-
we've got him
right here.
now. So welcome to the Whiskey Barrel Podcast.
Mr. Curtis LeBron.
Mr. Curtis LeBranch. How are you, sir?
Papa Kurt, but first, fuck football. How's being a dad?
It sucks. There's a lot of crying. It's stressing me a little bit, but I'm getting through it, They say the first month is the worst.
That's not the answer. I thought I was going to hear
Inspiration for the rest of the
It's
week.
one of those things, if he wasn't so damn cute, I would hate it.
Well, you
But he's
only think
adorable.
he's cute because he looks exactly like you as a baby.
Yes, because I'm a good-looking man, and he's gonna be a good-looking boy. Anyways, okay, you want to get that out of the way? I want to get this out of the way.
Go.
Me and Dono, we got a one-on-one showdown in the finals coming up. I just want to say, to the best man wins, Dono,
Yeah.
and that's it. That's it.
That's it?
And let the games begin. That's it. I don't want to get hung up on this. This ain't the podcast for that shitty league.
Yeah, it's a shitty league. That's absolutely for sure.
I love that league, but I know you hate it.
I hate it more than life itself. I hate that I'm in it. I'm so happy that I started 0-4, and everybody said that they didn't want me to be good and don't trade with Don because if you make Don's team better, he'll figure it out. And now me and you are in the finals. Is the greatest. Like, I've already won. In my head, I've already won.
It's a win. It is a win. It is a win.
It's regardless. I hate everybody else in that league. If anybody else in that league is listening to this right now,
one of the two of us is gonna win. So
yeah, well, which is fine, but I just hate everybody. But yes,
yeah.
good luck.
And hey, can you just because all the chirping that Brad does, can you remind Brad that I've won in that league too already?
Yeah, Brad's been.
You know, I know. I don't know if he plays in other leagues.
No, he doesn't. Brad.
I assume he doesn't.
You're talking about Brad Friend, right?
Yeah. And I know he wants to remind me that my win in the keg league is with you. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and his win in the keg league is with Amit, and he left the trophy and the championship belt behind, and neither of them touched it ever.
Of course, I know, because it stayed with its rightful owner, you.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. So let's talk about what do you guys want to talk about? Who's on the phone ahead of me? Who got ahead of me?
No.
We were in the middle of a heated sexual harassment lawsuit.
It was technical difficulties. Don't worry about it.
Those are the worst these days.
Yeah, listen back on the podcast and you'll figure it out.
Copy that. You guys want to talk about last week, or you want to talk about the upcoming week?
You know what I want to talk about? Like, the only thing that...
I'd like to apologize to you, Donald, for knocking you out.
Yeah.
Because you would have fucking put everybody to sleep.
I know.
Well, we have bigger fish to fry on that one coming up later in the episode, so we'll get to it when we do. What happened, Kurt? Talk about your matchup here. What went wrong for you? Because this was the week that Team the Prius, who's been lights out all year, was primed for the picking.
I'll tell you what went wrong. Two things went wrong.
Go ahead.
Russell Wilson had a bad day.
Yeah, his first one of the year.
He's my workhorse. He didn't perform. Rest of my team struggled. AJ could have done a little better.
Yeah,
everyone.
But I still put up some numbers. If Russell and AJ had come through, I could have put up a decent, easily enough to beat him with his team right now.
Yeah.
B, what really hurt me is the lack of Sully and Nightingale not to realize that they might have to play him in the finals, and if one of the two of them was on the waiver wire ahead of him, they should have grabbed Nick Foles. They should have not let grab Nick Foles.
He was number
first.
one. He was
first.
number one. We already looked into that. Yeah.
God damn it! I didn't even check that. I know, because I would have grabbed him right away. So he got lucky.
But you know what? Moreover, Kurt, to what you're saying there is, it's like Nightingale's picked up one wide receiver, and Brad and Amit have one wide receiver.
Westbrook.
It's fill your bench with wide receivers. Take all of them. Just every single one. Drop all your backup.
Anybody you don't plan on playing or you haven't played in 2 games, drop them.
And pick up every wide receiver.
Number one guy on the waiver wire.
If you look, unfortunately, if you look at the waiver wire, I believe Nightingale just picked up a bunch of quarterbacks today for no reason.
It's a game. Me and Dono just did this dance. We just danced last night.
I know.
About 4 guys, we picked up everybody, and now we're going to sort it out in the mix.
You picked up Blaine Gabbert.
I didn't pick up Blaine
or Drew Stanton. Whatever.
Yeah. I need another quarterback. Aaron Rodgers got me through last week. I had the hindsight to have him.
Is that who you're starting? I thought you were starting Russ.
Who? Oh, what? When? What?
In that league. I thought you were starting Russell Wilson.
No, I don't have Russell Wilson.
We're not talking about that league. Let's.
You know, I don't look at my opponents, Kurt. This is my problem. I don't look. I wait until 8:30, then I check my scores.
Kurt,
you jinxed me last week, you son of a bitch.
I feel like I could have had him, but I let him off the hook.
Yeah,
you let him off the hook.
You did.
He
did what I thought they would do.
But let's put it this way: everybody knows it wasn't my time.
Yeah.
I crept in. I did a little damage. I might have been able to do a little more, but I like Nightingale. I like Nightingale all
Okay.
day.
That's fine. Put that on the board. That's fine.
I'm putting it on the board. I'll put it on the board with 20 if he wants to call in and match it.
Oh,
yes.
shit.
I like that.
All right, I'll send that message out. I'll let him know.
I will just say Nightingale has added Martavis Bryant, which was a good move.
Great
because
move.
Yeah,
Antonio Brown's up.
he should not play Day-Day. I don't know if that's just in his lineup, but do not play Day-Day.
But then he went Eli
Play
Manning and
Eckler.
Tyrod. And he didn't, I don't know. We'll see. It's
He's got
going to
the
be
ponies.
interesting.
He's got the ponies. Let's put it that way.
got the
they
ponies.
both got ponies.
Yeah.
He's-
You know me,
Oh,
I'm all about
God,
the
I can't
backs.
believe. You know what I did? I let him into the finals, and I let him have Elliott.
Yeah.
And that's on me.
I should have put him away. You should have let me put him away. I would have.
I know you would have. You would have put everybody away yesterday.
I know. That's
You
the
got
whole
unlucky.
point.
You would have put me away. You got 2 injuries.
I know. I'm so
Kamara
sad.
and then fucking who knew McCown was gonna go out for -2. That's horrible.
And break his hand on the first play of the game.
Yeah,
You got-
that's
And
bad.
Kamara gets concussed. My whole.
Yeah, and then he comes back the next week and throws down to 19 points.
Yeah,
Like,
I know. It's
Like,
not
you
lost
can't-
on me.
You got Grossman.
How good is he, eh?
He's so
He'll
good.
be a top 5 pick next year.
Who's going to be your keeper, Sayers? You got a keeper? You got
No,
anybody on?
I'm going to go fresh. I don't think it's worth it for me. I've got Melvin Gordon, Mike Evans. I think I'm just going to go fresh.
I think
I'll
I
have a
might
top
go
4.
fresh, too. I
I'll
think
have a
that's
top
the new
4.
trend.
I'll have a top 4 pick. I think I'm just going to start fresh.
Mouse.
It was a rebuilding year for me this year anyway, so I'm going to continue on with that rebuild. I'm not going to look to sign any vets. I'm going to just start fresh.
Yep.
I even have some good options for keepers, but I think I might go fresh. Fuck keepers. Let's just go in and draft. I hate keepers.
That's also
Fresh
what,
start.
that's
Fresh
also
start.
what we're voting on for next year because we have to have keepers this coming draft, but we're going to vote and abolish keepers moving forward, I think.
I think the
Yes.
problem is that our commissioner, who's a great father but a terrible commissioner, is just not commissioning well enough.
No,
And
he's
we-
not commissioning at all. You see, even Nightingale didn't like the fact that he takes days to switch the. I know that the normal app
Yeah.
puts me against whoever and
Yeah.
whatever, or how he had to switch me against you, Dono.
Mm-hmm.
I was already game planning for Perry
Yeah.
when it switched over, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this.
Yeah.
It goes which it should do. It should go first place.
Yeah,
last,
but
second,
still,
like
it takes
that.
Mike
Fuck
5
that
days to
shit.
figure it
Makes
out.
no sense. Yes.
Well, we're going to vote on that next year, whether we reseed after the first round or whether we do just a straight bracket. I think that's what we'll figure out next year as well.
Oh, so much good voting going on.
A lot of good voting.
We love a lot of voting. That's what we're all
Yeah.
about. We're a democracy here.
So
What
we've got...
else are you guys thinking? What else are you guys thinking about? Talk to me.
Okay, well,
what's on the horn?
we were gonna preview the finals. I was going to bring up the fact that Sayers basically crushed my heart because I think that there is another Phaneuf Gate has actually happened this year. And if you want to hear about it, I'll share it with you right now.
Yeah, go ahead. You can
Well,
put me
no,
down.
you know what?
Talk
Oh,
away,
this
and
is-
I'll just be quiet.
it-
I'll be like I'm there.
Okay. I could just put the phone down if you want, and you could just be a part of this.
So, okay, well, me and Don will have this conversation. This is something I wanted to talk to you about. So now that the subject has been broached, we might as well get into it right now.
Okay, Kurt, I've got you propped up right next to the mic there, bud. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Okay, so Don, I just want to play a scenario out for you. You're going to play a character in the scenario, and
Sure.
we'll go from there. Okay?
Go ahead.
You are a convicted felon.
Okay.
The crime you've been convicted for is murder.
Great.
Your punishment is the death penalty by lethal injection.
That's terrible. I don't believe in the death penalty.
Sure. Okay.
I think that it's not a deterrent, and studies show that it's more expensive to have somebody on death row than it is to have a normal inmate on life in prison. And eye for an eye doesn't work for me.
Now-
Nor does it show, there's no evidence that actually helps anything.
Now you get wheeled into the room.
Nothing?
And the
Give
doctor...
me nothing back? Okay.
Nothing. I don't give a shit about... This is a game
oh,
I'm playing. I don't care
scenario.
about
Got it.
your
Okay,
opinion on
got
that
it.
matter.
Okay,
I could
sorry.
come up with something else.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. So you're wheeling me into the room.
wheel you into the room.
I'm about to get lethal injection.
Yeah, the doctor sticks the needle in you, pumps the fluid through for you.
Yeah.
A minute goes by, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, days, everything. You're still alive.
That's
Little
terrible.
does the doctor know that you're immune to this
Poison.
This is you're immune to the punishment. The punishment did not affect you.
Okay.
So now you get to walk free from jail.
Because I was...
Does that make sense?
Because
the death penalty didn't work.
Oh, because the injection didn't...
Or should they just cut your head off or give you the chance?
Oh, I get it. So, okay.
You've murdered innocent children.
So I'm sentenced to this.
Death. Yeah.
But because it didn't... They put me on firing squad and everybody missed.
Yeah.
So now I should just be able to walk away. Absolutely not.
Okay. So, Mr. Commissioner...
great father that he is.
Yeah, the great father that he is, failed to set his lineup, which drastically affected the playoff standing.
Drastically.
I know. This is going to kill me.
Now, his punishment that he was sentenced to was if I made the playoffs and vice versa, he would end up having to give up his playoff spot.
Yes.
Now, the chips didn't fall what they may. The firing gun missed. The injection didn't work. His punishment was never fulfilled.
Right.
He believes...
Is that what he promised?
He believes...
Yes, that's what he promised. He promised that if...
But it came down to points. It didn't even come down to record.
Kurt, I'm still finishing my story here.
Go ahead, sorry.
You said you were going to be silent. I was going to put you on mute, and I'll mute you if I have to. Angela, get the mute button ready. Now, his punishment was never fulfilled. Should he just walk free and clear from his dubious crime, or should he face a punishment that is worthy of it?
Absolutely. He absolutely should.
So last week we came up with some punishment options, which were fair, which were all in good fun, which weren't harmful, which weren't anything.
No, but he's mad about all that.
And he came out hot this week.
Super
I've
hot.
already done my deed. I've already been punished. He hasn't been punished.
No.
And he needs to be punished. You can't just walk from the death penalty should you survive the injection.
Yes, I agree. That's a good point. And moreover, what's souring me about the whole situation, which I wasn't even thinking about until you texted me and said, you know what, because Mike threw that game against me, Mike would have finished ahead of me, Don,
yes,
in the standings rather, and that means that Mike would have played... Sorry, at the end of the day, I would have played Brad last week. Wow. I would have smoked Brad, and then I would have played whoever this week, would have smoked them too, and I'd be on my way into the finals. Yeah. And that's when it really dug the dagger into my heart.
So, essentially, the commissioner took money out of your wallet, off your table, food out of your mouth, because of his transgression.
It's Phaneuf Gate round 2. That I'm not shy to say that. Phaneuf Gate round 1 we talked about with the Ed episode, if you go back to, I believe, episode 4 on the podcast. But me and Kurt got screwed that 1 year because of Mike's allowing trades way later on and a team dumping a team. And me and Kurt got knocked out in the first round. And if that trade hadn't been made, me and Kurt would have won the whole thing. We'd have been 2-time champions 2 times in a row.
And you would be going for another championship this year if that had not happened.
Yes, I'd be going for
and for the second time, Brad could say I was humping your back.
Yeah, well, yeah, the same way that Amit Gajar does every single thing for that team. Let's be honest.
Amit runs that team.
He is that team. He was and forever will be that team.
How bad do I piss off Brad when I can?
I know, we were just reading
getting in his head.
Kurt,
my head.
While we're trying to just quickly stay on the subject, I'm not sure if you were one of the 500 listeners who tuned in last week to the podcast, but we suggested some punishments for the commissioner that because his punishment was never fulfilled, he should face a different one because he deserves to be punished. The one we came up with was, we determined that he's, I guess, the most Minnesota Vikings fan, we assume. So
sometimes a Texans fan, sometimes a Pats fan, sometimes a Giants fan.
Whatever he is. So come conference finals, if the Vikings are in it and they're playing...
I think Mikey really likes the Browns, but he just never tells anybody about it.
Should they be playing the Vikings be playing, say they're playing the Eagles, Mikey will be at Sam's Pub in Poco. Shout out Sam's Pub. Feel free to come down on the
Sam's Pub. Love Sam's Pub.
Mikey will have to wear an Eagles jersey. And he won't be able to cheer when the Vikings score or do anything, and he'll have to cheer when the Eagles score.
Now, my only problem with that is that more personal or is that more towards the league? Is that like, if you want to punish Roger Goodell, like, shouldn't he not have to, like? I was thinking more on the line of he's not allowed to draft a Minnesota Viking next year.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I don't hate that. No homerism at all. As opposed to it's the opposite of the homer pick. Because there's some people who, if you're in a fantasy draft and you draft, like if I drafted a Patriot, I'd have to do a shot because it's a homer pick. But the opposite. So he's not allowed to touch Dalvin Cook or Adam Thielen.
Not allowed to touch a Minnesota Viking until the
Kyle
season
Rudolph.
starts. And then he can pick up whoever, trade for whoever.
Yeah.
Let's go a step further. He can only draft Browns and Jets. He can only draft backup quarterbacks and running back 2s and wide receiver 3s.
Yeah.
So what we're saying, though, is that there has to be some sort of...
Well,
he thinks that he has served his punishment, which never got fulfilled.
He has
That's
not
the long
served
story.
anything.
You're tampering with a lot here, though.
A lot
you
of
don't realize
tampering.
what you're tampering with.
We are, or he is?
He is. Like, by rights, I probably shouldn't even been in there.
Sure. And that's the argument. The argument is that there was...
due to his negligence, there was a drastic change in the
There
standings.
was muck a run, as it were. Yeah. And I think that, I'm not exactly sure what the punishment should be, but there should be one.
He's messed with the space-time continuum.
And whether it's, hey, how about you buy a round of drinks? But it's got to be something.
I think at the worst case, he should have to forfeit
every
right,
and
he should be forced to make the loser.
How many strikes do you give him?
That's Kurt. You know what? We haven't.
He's a second defender.
You know what, man? That's something that we haven't even put into consideration.
You look at Gronk. He was a first-time offender.
Yeah, you're right. He is a second-time offender. He's a 2-time offender here. That I haven't even put into this consideration.
How far do we let it go?
How many times can Mike Phaneuf screw us over as a league, as a group of grown men?
Maybe we just pass the torch over to a new commish.
Well, he's already tried to slough things away to Sayers, and I just prefer that Mike just sits in the mess that he's made. And he gets to look around.
If you dig a hole, you got to bury yourself in it.
Yeah, especially if you're going to go commit suicide in the hole.
Shame.
What?
Shame.
Yeah, the shame
Maybe
walk.
we should make him walk naked through River Springs and throw lettuce and tomatoes at him. No one wants to see his little dick, though.
Hey!
Whoa, we don't know that.
Yeah.
He doesn't pee in public. We do know that.
We're just everybody calm down.
He's a great dad. He just has a small dick.
He's such a good dad, though. Like, I'm just impressed. So, Kurt, as you're raising little Lincoln, all I want you to know is that if you ever have any questions or concerns, you just call Mike Phaneuf.
Yeah.
He's that good of a dad.
I've seen him in action. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's fantastic. So, Kurt, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you weigh in here. Okay?
Yep.
So, for the podcast here, we're 27 minutes in, and anybody who's still listening, I'm surprised.
27 minutes, you're good.
Yeah,
those are rookie numbers. We gotta bump those numbers
we gotta
up.
bump those numbers up. So, the three of us here. Okay, so we got finals: the Bounty Hunters versus Team the Prius. So,
And you're on first sight unseen. You're Team the Bounty Hunters.
Yes, because I hate the smack talk that Brad talks, and
we're not sure if it's Brad or Amit.
What? No, I love Amit. I love him.
No. We're not sure who's talking. We never know.
No, I always assume it's Brad. Trust me. He doesn't. If you can't get the last word in, then it's Brad.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Every time I see there's something underneath mine, like an hour later, I know it's Brad.
Well,
if it wasn't, it would just be me. But anyways, I had to squash that anyways.
Kurt, hold on just one quick second, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyways, I'm on Nightingale. I would have been on Sully all day. I love Sully, but his team was garbage. He didn't deserve to be there, and he got whooped.
Yeah, me and Corey were kind of cheering for the new dads.
Yeah, we were new dads.
Of course. We were underdogs. This playoff really did not pan out the way I thought.
Nothing has panned out. This whole year hasn't panned out.
It's a bit of a throwaway year. It is what it is.
But you know what? Nightingale gave me a good trade. He got me further in the thing. I gave him Bell. He gave me Wilson, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
That got me in there and did me some damage. It helped me out. So, for that being said, I hope that I pay him back the favor, and I hope Le'Veon Bell takes him to a championship. I think he deserves it. I think he's there.
As we said at the start of the year, I always back Don when it's not going to be me, but then I was back in the diaper dads, the new dads that needed diapers, you and Saul.
I heard that. I appreciate that.
As a guy who hopes that people need to buy diapers and can put food on the table, unfortunately I think I have to side with team Brad and Amit, because I believe Brad is the next closest to buying diapers for himself, of course, but he's getting on in age, and I think the depends are going to need to start to kick in. So I got to stay on the diaper train. I think. I don't know that Nightingale's close to having a kid. I don't know that Amit is close to having a kid, but I know that Brad's close to being in diapers.
Well, that's.
I gotta stay consistent, Kurt. I gotta stay consistent. I don't know about you, but. I can't waver. People would judge me if I wavered.
It's such a shitty thing to say for no reason at all. Brad.
Shout out Cal Tire. What do you want me to do?
Not all the things that are said on this podcast reflect the views of everybody on this podcast.
I cannot have my journalistic integrity questioned, and if I'm gonna stand for something, I gotta maintain.
You gotta stick by your guns attitude, and I like that.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay.
So Don's the deciding vote here. So we got one on each side. Now I will say it was hard for me because both teams have won the championship allegedly. I mean, Nightingale split the championship
with Perry.
Brad and Amit never even picked up the belt or the trophy. So did they really win?
The year before you came in and joined.
Oh, the unquestionable.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It was Brad, it was Patterson and Mikey year one, and it was Nightingale with his all New Orleans Saints team. Yeah. With what's his face? What's the pass catching running back that? Not Reggie Bush, the other one, who's now on Buffalo. No,
I want to say what's
Sproles.
His name?
Sproles.
Yeah, Darren Sproles, little Darren Sproles.
Yeah, Sproles. It was a touchdown pass from Breeze to Sproles that broke Breeze's record, and it also won Nightingale the championship. But there was no win. They split, and Perry maintains to this day.
Oh yeah.
That he didn't set his lineup, didn't care. Already had split the money right down the middle and didn't give a shit. So it is what it is. So let's look at this one.
Who do you got first, Dono?
Who do I? What?
No, let's go. We'll go through the match.
Okay, yeah, go down the line.
Who do I have first? What kind of question?
He was asking about the matchup. So we got Alex Smith at home against Miami, Nick Foles at home against Oakland.
Both prime matchups.
Well, ask Tom Brady about his matchup with Miami.
Well, Tom wasn't playing.
Alex Smith is not a chucker like Nick Foles is.
That's in Miami, and that's in Kansas City. Two different things. If you see Kansas City's stadium, it rocks.
Mm-hmm.
It rocks. It does. It's so who are you taking? Are you taking Alex Smith at home against Miami or Nicky Sunshine at home against Oakland?
You can pick anybody you want up off waivers. You have either quarterback. Who are you starting?
That's Monday Night Football, by the way, for Nick Foles.
Who always shines in Monday Night Football.
I'm starting... Quarterback-wise, I'm starting Nick Foles because I think Kareem Hunt's just going crazy right now.
Okay.
All right. And now you've got Le'Veon Bell and Todd Gurley versus Zeke and Leonard Fournette. Juicy.
Wow. Powerful.
That's the premier matchup of the year. These are two good teams.
Okay, now I will tell you this. Zeke is at home against Seattle. Fournette is on the road at San Francisco. Lev Bell, without Antonio Brown, is at Houston. And Todd Gurley is at Tennessee. So... tasty matchups across the board.
No, Gurley should see a little bit of trouble against Tennessee there. Their front's not bad.
Yep.
They said the same thing about Seattle.
I think Fournette I think Jacksonville might see a little trouble against San Fran, but I think Zeke, Gurley ran big. I don't know about Seattle. It's tough, man. I think the only good goes to Le'Veon Bell's going to get the action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who do you side with there?
I think the other ones are a wash. I think
this might be a wash.
It's you question, is Zeke going to be rusty? He hasn't been around the team in 6 weeks.
I don't question if Zeke's going to be rusty at all. I think he's going to go in there. I think he's going to run the ball, but I think if you're going to put him up to he's got
Seattle?
Who's Le'Veon Bell and who's he got?
Todd Gurley.
Yeah, Todd. Okay. Oof, yeah.
I know.
God,
This is what team.
If I could draft right now, I'd take Le'Veon Bell and Todd Gurley over Zeke and Leonard Fournette.
Full stop.
But it's
This is what Team the
powerful.
Prius has planned for. They plan to have Zeke back in the finals. This is what
they
they're
plan to
banking
get
on.
to the
It's boom or
finals,
bust with Zeke,
which
right?
is great GMing by them, by the way.
Yeah.
It's either going to be great or it's going to be terrible because they gave up Mark Ingram, who's been better. So it's
No, but I maintain that they've had great GMing the
sure.
entire
Yeah, no,
season.
absolutely. Yeah, they've deserved to be
Dude,
where
they
they
were
are.
dead in the water last week, and they managed to pull together Nick Foles and whoever else they pulled together there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
the
they're
way
down Antonio Brown.
they're down Antonio Brown, which helps Lev Bell. Okay, we'll go to the wide receivers. Des Bryant and Martavis Bryant versus Doug Baldwin and Golden Tate.
I'm not confident in any of those receivers.
No, I think Martavis Bryant needs Antonio Brown to be good. I don't think Martavis is good on his own.
I think Des Bryant might come out on top on those. I don't know. Golden Tate didn't do much. Doug Baldwin is looking very suspect for a starter in general.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Des for maybe a touchdown and 70 yards.
Yeah.
And maybe Doug Baldwin, I don't know.
You're hoping for one big play out of Martavis, right?
Yep, that's exactly it. Or a touchdown or a kickoff return or something like that.
Okay, but you're drafting right now. You got Des Bryant and Martavis Bryant or Doug Baldwin and Golden Tate?
I take Des and Golden Tate.
Okay. No.
Well,
No.
No. You
You get the two Bryants, or you get Baldwin and Tate.
I'll pass on that one. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we ask the hard
Awesome.
questions here on the Whiskey Barrel
Yeah.
Podcast, and you're not answering
Fucking
them.
wash.
So.
It's a wash.
Yeah, I think it's a wash.
Sure.
I think
Okay. Well, let's go Eric Ebron at Cincinnati and Zach Ertz at home against Oakland. I go Ertz. No questions asked.
yeah. But
Yeah,
Cincinnati
Ertz
is
with Foles too. Deadly combo.
but
Deadly combo.
but Cincinnati is dog shit, and Ebron's had
He's
10
been-
points last game, 9.5 the week before. I mean, you're not mad at that. Let's see.
Nope.
So that's 19 points over the last two, and over the last three,
Yeah.
Ertz has only got 14. So
So
I'm
what
just
are we trying
saying
to
it's
say
not
here?
as
It's not as cut and dry.
Yeah.
All right, so now we got down to the flex.
Now the flex is interesting because there's options. So Team Bounty Hunters he's got D.D. Westbrook in there, which has been very good the last few weeks. But he also has Chris Hogan should he play, Aguilar who's been up and down and you got to hit him on the right week, Theo Riddick who I probably wouldn't go with, and Danny Amendola. Team the Prius is got Jerick McKinnon in there at Green Bay, which looks to be okay. They've also got some open spots on their bench, and the hot on fire right now, Keelan Cole, who's had a great 3 weeks.
I think Dono, you want to take this one?
About the flex, yeah, sure. There's no way I'd sub in Chris Hogan. He's in and out. New England's not leaning on him. If I was going to get cute, I personally would play D.D. Westbrook, but if I'm going for it, they're starting Nick Foles, Aguilar, last 4 weeks, 12, 8, 21, 9. I'm throwing Aguilar in my flex just to
Wild card.
Just to counter Nick
and
Foles
take
a little bit.
Take a little bit out of Nick Foles. You know,
Yep.
Nick Foles is going to throw a bunch of passes for maybe a couple touchdowns. Okay, great. Well, he's going to throw some of them to my flex. So let's deal with that.
It's not like it's your starting wide receiver. It's not like it's Alshon. It's
Yep.
your flex. So take away Nick Foles' points.
Yeah, he throws 2 touchdowns to him. It's just a wash. That's better than going down 2 touchdowns without having to miss.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Okay, on the other side, we got Jerick McKinnon, who's been hit or miss. Up and
more
He
down.
didn't get
miss
in the end
than
zone
hit.
as much as he did.
Definitely more
Yeah,
missed than hit. They're
exactly.
definitely leaning on Latavius. They've got 3 empty bench spots, so they're kind of. I think they're probably waiting till Saturday to see ins and outs and who's playing and who's not, and giving themselves some room, which is smart in the
But
championship.
if they get up early on Green Bay, you might see McKinnon more if they think Latavius Murray needs to stay healthy.
Yeah.
No Aaron Rodgers, so it should be a bit of a blowout. Even though they're at Green Bay, it should be a bit of a blowout.
I predict big things for Jamal Williams.
Really?
I do. I don't think it's going to be a blowout at all.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a bold prediction. That's, you know what they call that in this industry, Kurt? A hot take.
That's a hot take.
That is a hot take. I wasn't prepared for that.
And then we refuse to talk about kickers, but we like.
I don't want to talk about kickers, but I will
you
talk
like to
about
talk about defenses.
I do.
You notice neither team has options.
Whereas I have like 4 defenses.
I've got a bunch, yeah. Team Nightingale's got the Rams at Tennessee, which I like. The Tennessee's pretty susceptible this year. And then we've got the Panthers D at home against Jameis. I like to throw interceptions, Winston.
And look at the Rams last 3 weeks, 23, 14, 29.
They're getting after the quarterback. They're powerful. That's a good play for...
And
23, 14, 29.
And 23 points, that's against the Seahawks. Russell Wilson doesn't usually give up points like that. That's a surprising one. Now we got the Panthers at Tampa Bay, 14, 18, 6, 20.
They put up 16 at Tampa Bay last time. They're at home against Tampa Bay this time. That's what I look at it, right?
Yeah.
So it could come down to...
A couple good Ds.
A kicker. It could come down to a goddamn kicker is what it could come
We
down
hope
to.
It's going to come down to a kicker. If it comes down to
Worst
a
thing
kicker,
that we want.
I'm just going to give up my team.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give up my team and just going to write a book about how Mike Phaneuf is a great father.
And walk into the sunset.
Walk gently into the sunset. So who do you like?
Well, no, he's back in Team Nightingale. I'm back in Team Diaper, so it's up to you. Don? Split the difference.
Who I'm backing is not...
Who are you picking to win? Sorry, I'm not backing anybody. That's who I was picking. I actually think... No, I can't. I can't jeopardize my journalistic integrity.
Why not? Jeopardize.
Because I've been consistent on the diaper train. I have to go.
And you've been anti-Team Prius since we started this podcast.
I just didn't like that they disregarded and disgraced the championship and the belt and the trophy.
Yeah, and that ironically that was at Team Nightingale's house when they did that. So the Taxi is a 3-point favorite. That's the projection there.
Yeah. So yeah.
You know.
I tell you what, here's who I want to win. The team that I want to win is the team that shows up on the podcast next week and accepts the belt and then shows up at the conference finals at Sam's Pub with the trophy and the belt. Whoever's going to do that, that's who I want to win. And brings the belt and the trophy to the draft.
Well, that's
who I
you
want
need
to
to
win.
bring the belt and the trophy. I don't understand. This is easy. Like Dan, if you're listening, the fact that you haven't brought it anywhere either tells me that you fucking lost it or like get your fucking shit together.
We need to have the trophy and the belt at Donovan's house before next Wednesday.
No, well, it's not mine to give out. It's Dan's to give out, or the commissioners.
We invite the former
No,
champion
it's
Dan.
needs to give out.
We invite Dan
Sorry,
on the.
who did you say?
Oh no, yeah, Dan last year.
Yeah,
Dan.
we invite him on the podcast to hand it to the winner of the championship.
Dan disappeared.
Dan has disappeared. No, well, I actually saw him a couple days ago. He's doing great, but
How's his hair?
he just got a fresh chop. It actually looks great.
Yeah, he's got nice hair. I like his hair.
Yeah, me too.
How's Link's hair? Full head, bald? What do we got?
Full head.
Does he have a beard? I feel like you came out with a beard.
Yeah, he's got a beard, mustache kind of thing, whatever.
Nice, good for him. Does he enjoy a Bud Light?
He could put back a couple, but he's
I'll work on
I'm not
switching
gonna
his
let him get
mind.
crazy.
Don't worry, I'll work on fixing that issue for him.
Get him on the path.
Yeah, that's right. Shout out.
Shout out. All right. Well, thanks for calling, Kurt. We appreciate you breaking down the matchup with us.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys take it over from here. I'm out of here.
All right, buddy. Cheers.
Yeah, see you later.
Bye.
Good luck, Dono.
Good luck, pal. Bye.
So that's where we're at. You haven't picked who it is. Split the difference.
It's tough, but my eyes go where my eyes go, and my eyes go to backs on backs on backs.
Yep.
So we got 4 stud backs here, and I might get burned from the from week one of this, when we were talking about drafting, when I said Le'Veon Bell has never won anybody a fantasy championship. I do maintain that he might have got you there, but he's never won it. He's never played. And I think James Conner is his backup, and he's out for the season, so it's just Bell. They just signed Stephen Ridley. But I might go Team Bounty Hunters here. If I'm being realistic about the situation, I think the Prius has earned it. I think that they've done the best work this year.
Most points for.
As GM, most points for. Great record. Been consistent. They rode Baldwin.
As far as he would get them. And
Hopkins and Brown.
And
Wentz. That's true. But they've managed to, overcome. How does their team... yes, obviously, Golden Tate is not...
Antonio Brown.
Nick
Foles is not Carson Wentz, but he was Carson Wentz numbers last week. That's why everyone loved Carson Wentz, because he had the Giants and Oakland in weeks 15 and 16. Mm. And, sorry, who did he have in week 14?
It was plush.
His playoff matchup was ridiculous, right? He even threw touchdown with a torn ACL.
Giants, Oakland.
Oh, he had the Rams, but the Rams defense has been up and down. But he's Wentz put up 40 against the Rams anyway. Yeah. So that's why people love that option. So you're going. So the odds-on favorites right now are Team the Bounty Hunters, and we'll see where it goes. Hopefully, he didn't reach out to Amit and try to split the pot beforehand. Yeah. As he's been known to do. Yeah, and hopefully Team Amit didn't reach out to him and say, hey, it doesn't matter because we're not going to take the trophy or belt anyway. That's all we hope for. Yeah.
And then we'll just throw the trophy and belt out, because what does it mean for anything?
Let's get on to last week's bet.
Mine and yours?
Yeah, because we've been even the whole way through the playoffs in our fantasy pick'em.
That's great.
So we had... unfortunately, last week the commissioner hadn't changed the matchup, so these are null and void because I took Team the Prius and Team Kirk, but they ended up playing each other because the commissioner switched the matchups on Thursday.
Which means
I think about 5 o'clock.
Oh, so again we tied again.
No, they played each other. Yeah, we
because we both had a winner on our side.
So we had a two.
You
bets.
Always bring notes.
No, this was literally sitting on the table. It's last 3 weeks.
Okay. Great.
I got long lunches, man.
I know.
I take long lunches.
Shout out to Lucas.
Shout out Lucas. So we had one bet on who...
Hashtag don't stop believing.
On who Team the Prius and who Team the Prius would pick up for their quarterback. Oh. Now, I believe they picked up multiple.
But I said...
you said Garoppolo.
Yeah. No,
I said Foles.
Garoppolo and Stanton.
You had... There was 2 bets. One bet was who they would pick up. One bet was who would do better. Okay?
Okay.
So who the pickup...
Mine was terrible. I texted you that later and going, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about.
I don't remember. Let's see if we can backtrack here a little bit. So I suggested that they would pick up Foles, which they did. You suggested they would pick up Garoppolo, which I think they also did, so I just want to double check.
There's Garoppolo right at the top.
Yeah, taxi had Jimmy Garoppolo. Okay, perfect. So that's a wash, because they picked up both. Now, they did pick up Foles with their waiver claim. I'm not going to nitpick, because I'm not that kind of guy, even though I should get half a point at least. The next bet was who would put up more points. You suggested Blaine Gabbert.
Gabbert, right.
Did he play?
I don't know.
I don't even know who he plays for or anything. And I suggested... the man who is 5-0 in starting didn't throw a touchdown pass, just made sure his kicker got close enough to kick all 5 field goals. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, he doesn't throw a touchdown pass.
Let's do a fantasy comparison here on
Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo last week and Blaine Gabbert.
So Garoppolo last week is 25.3.
Okay.
380 yards, 1 touchdown.
Yeah, great for Jimmy G.
Handsome bastard.
And you had Gabbert. You might have to search him because I don't think he's going to show up in your scrolling.
Is Gabbert actually written down?
I took Garoppolo, you took Gabbert. I said Foles pickup, you had Garoppolo on the pickup. So we washed on the pickup.
I know.
This is $5. This is $5 right here, and I'll let you make it back.
I might even have
$5.
Yeah. Hold on.
We're playing Gabbert with
7 points.
Yes.
Agreed.
Okay, we've broken the tie. Now I'll let you gain it back on this week.
Okay.
You take Nightingale, and I would take. I think I'll take Nightingale as well. But I have to be consistent, and I have to stick with the diapers, like I said. So I'll take Team the Prius.
Okay, so you get. Okay, so I get to cheer.
I'm
for
up one.
So I get to cheer. Okay, so this is a double or nothing.
This is you either pay me $10 or $0.
Well,
and then I guess we just kiss or something because that's.
Don't ever fucking say that again. So, yeah, and hopefully. Nightingale wins, and again, we just end up as another wash of our shitty bets of the season.
Even Steven. Let's talk a little football.
Football in general?
Let's talk Jimmy G while we're on the subject.
Sure, let's talk.
He's 5-0 as a starter. Now, the Patriots,
oh, yeah, he is.
The Patriots have traded away Jimmy G.
Yeah.
They've traded away Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
They have Tom Brady. So
Kurt's unhappy, as a Colts fan, he's unhappy with Brissett. I was like, well who did you want?
Waiting. Like, what do you... Yeah.
Would you like Dorset back? Cause
do you want Brian Hoyer? Like,
he's dead.
Who do you want?
Kenny Britt just had a couple catches.
Who cares?
Talk about
the Patriots do have 3 starting quarterbacks in the league, which is impressive.
Yeah.
From the start of the year till now.
Yes.
Right? You could say 4 because Hoyer was a starter until he moved over there, right?
And died.
What do you think? Is Jimmy G for real? He doesn't throw touchdowns. It doesn't seem like. But he's got a shitty team. So
that's the thing, right? Like that's why Colin Kaepernick got his chance in San Francisco. It's because Alex Smith is a dink and dunk, doesn't throw touchdowns. It's efficient.
And Colin Kaepernick can run for 200 in a game.
Yes, of course. But I'm saying that's not what they were looking for. You know, Garoppolo's efficient, and if you want efficiency, then that's fine. You want a guy to throw balls to the wall, 50-yard bombs, like, good luck. Sometimes Ben Roethlisberger can do that at home. Sometimes he can't. Yeah. Like, you need to ride the highs and lows, but then you need your defense to bail you out, right? Like, and that's where Alex Smith is seeing success in Kansas City.
Because the defense can bail him out if he's
exactly, and it's the same way, like, you don't like San Francisco used to be able to do that for Alex Smith, used to be able to do that for Colin Kaepernick. Unfortunately, they're not really doing that for anybody now. And so efficiency is what it is. He just threw for 380 yards.
They're 3-0 with Garoppolo behind center.
Yeah, that's great. And
a terrible team.
And they should bench him and let him just sit in ice so he stays healthy and try to get a better draft pick is one argument. I mean,
they don't need to take a quarterback is the thing. So
I know.
They're going to be in the top 5 anyway.
Be in the top 5. I know. I get that, and that's fine because they got their quarterback. But and I also see that they want to see what their team looks like for next season. Yeah. They're checking out what's going on. Garcon's hurt, so he's not playing. So that Goodwin's supplementing that quite well, but you know their tight end isn't doing anything. I don't know what's going.
Who is it again? Greg Kittle.
Yeah. Carlos Hyde is
free agent.
Is it his last season? It is, right?
He's gonna move. I think.
But they haven't let Breida loose,
and
which they should
good
have.
When he has been.
So I don't know. Garoppolo, is he the future?
Is he gonna start for the next 5 years for the 49ers?
Maybe.
No. Yes or no?
For the next 5 years. 5 years. Well, the 49ers haven't shown that since like Joe Montana, so I don't really.
Montana or Montana?
Montana. I haven't.
No, Alex Smith was there for quite a while.
But not. I don't know if he was there for 5 years.
Okay, what do you? So you're not no on the 5 years? He's 20. What is he? 24, 26?
Yeah, he's young. No, he's like 24, 25. So what I'm saying, I'm just hesitant to say 5 years.
You're a Pats guy, so you know Garoppolo. Do you have faith in Garoppolo? He was the heir apparent to your Tom.
Well, because they're both handsome and can throw passes.
So no, you're saying not for the next 5 years.
Well, I'm just not committed to that for 5 years. Okay, you know what? Yes. He's the 49ers quarterback for the next 5 years.
So they can build the team around it.
Sure.
Okay, that's fine. Did you watch?
He was good in college. He was good for the
I
Pats.
have no idea about his college
He was
game.
really good.
Yeah,
And
okay.
he was a second-round pick for the Pats. Like, we were going to have to pay him like 15 to 18 million in the offseason. Yeah. So we had to trade him. So, like, I get the trade because we'll just pick up another second-round quarterback. But
well, he got to learn from one of the best of all time.
By so one of, you mean the greatest to ever pick up a football ever? Yes. Ever. Period. Football, period. Ball in hand, greatest of all time.
I've watched him,
of all time.
I've watched him run the 40 in sweatpants shorts, and I can't get that image out of my head.
Okay.
Sorry, run? I don't know if that's a run. Like, is it a sprint? What was it?
Okay, he's a gazelle out there. All right.
A Giselle?
High knees.
Yeah.
Real
he does run like a man.
knees,
He picks the knees up.
Picks the knees up. Tucks the ball. It's all about ball security and high knees. That's Tom on the march.
When Tom tucks the ball down and goes for a run, he might get to the line of scrimmage and slide.
Yeah, he goes for a bit of a skate.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Did you get to watch the Pats-Steelers game? You might have been working.
I was working, but I watched the first half. I watched the competitiveness of the first half.
It was probably the best game of the year, for sure. There's been a couple. The Seattle-Houston game was fantastic. It was like 50-45.
I didn't see that, but I saw the Seahawks get stomped by the Rams.
Oh, they're going to miss the playoffs. It's a whole situation.
They're not going to miss. Well, it's not guaranteed that they miss.
Atlanta
won on Monday, so that hurt
they
them.
need Atlanta to lose. Yeah, they got to win out and have. Well, Atlanta's still got to play New Orleans, so there's some things that can still fall. But
to all the fans of birds out there, be worried or just jump on the Eagles bandwagon.
Don't worry, I got at least one bird in the game. I got two birds in the game. If it's not going to be the Seahawks, it'll be the Falcons. Well, I'll pull out that old Steven Jackson jersey I wore last year. It's glorious. Yeah, Perry, I'm doing it right now. The dirty bird. It's right there for you. You must have seen the highlight of the last touchdown. Touchdown.
Yeah. What's his face?
Jesse James.
Rogers. No. Yeah. James.
What do you think? Touchdown or no touchdown?
Well, by the definition of the rules, it's not a touchdown.
Okay. Now here's my question to you because I didn't see it. I couldn't see it. Did you see the ball physically touch the ground?
Not only
because his hand was underneath.
Not only can you see the ball touch the ground, you can see the ball rotate.
It definitely rotates.
You can see the laces rotate
because his hand comes over the top. But I feel like his other hand is underneath the ball on the ground.
If I was a referee and I was making a rule, that would be a catch to me.
Sure.
He's not stopped. I don't care that his knee is down behind the line.
It's nothing about his knee because he wasn't touched.
Right. Of course, that's what I'm saying. He wasn't touched, so that's not relevant. I mean, in this version of because it doesn't matter if a running back's knees down, like whatever, it doesn't matter. So
it doesn't matter. I have no dog in the fight. I'm not a Pats guy. I'm not a Steelers guy. But
if I was just a referee making up rule, watching a game, going, okay, that's a rule, that's not a rule, that would be a catch to me. That's as good as possession as I think you can have, basically. That's the Des Bryant thing from a few years ago.
It's exactly the Des Bryant thing. He catches it, goes down, and then turns and reaches for the goal line. And
he took a couple steps. He moved. He fell.
Des Bryant was more
because it was behind his head. It didn't look like he had it, but he had two hands on the ball. Right. And I'm a Pats fan. That doesn't matter to me. But under the rules, it looks like the ground aided in the possession. The ball moved.
Right.
That is so I get that. But that's under that shitty rule. That doesn't mean
it's almost like, hey, if he had it, and when he went to the ground, he should have just stayed, and he would have been on the 1 inch line or whatever, right? Let Lev Bell run it in.
Yeah.
But he tried to score, which he hit the ground, turned, and tried to reach for the goal
and scored. The ball just moved when it
after he crossed the goal line.
Yeah,
it moved.
He made a football move is called, whatever.
So it's crazy. I'm at least you can as a Pats guy. At least you can see that was
under
been a catch.
Under that rule. Right. What I'm saying is that it wasn't a catch.
Right.
But if I were to make the rule book, that would be a catch.
Of course.
To me.
Okay. Yeah. It's crazy.
He wasn't touched, and when the ball broke the plane, he had the
possession.
ball.
Yeah. And they ruled it a touchdown on the field, which was it's
so
not like they had to try to
there's a
change their
million
mind.
ways.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Ben just should have handed off to Bell the next play.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have thrown it
To Hayward Bay or whatever he did. Yeah,
doesn't matter.
But anyway, great game, and that'll be the AFC Championship game either way.
Yeah, so the loss is the interception. It's not the lack of the touchdown there. It's the interception.
Yeah, kick it, tie the game,
right?
Go to
that's
overtime.
what I'm saying. Like there's a
yeah.
lot of other.
But that
options.
was the win.
Yes,
that was instead of the.
Yeah,
instead
no,
of a tie
I get that, but
chance,
it's like if you want to keep the game going, that's sorry.
Yeah,
that's not where
sure.
they fell behind.
No, definitely not. Well, they fell behind when Antonio Brown went out because he's not throwing a slant to Darius Hayward Bay. He's throwing it in the end zone to Antonio Brown. Right?
Yeah.
That's the
I
difference,
felt
right?
Brown got a little cheeky there, to be honest. Like, just even watching that, I watched, like, that
he should have made the catch.
That part I saw live, and, like, that's double coverage, and it was, like, I don't, he was awkward the way he tried to catch it. He was kind of folded in half, and then two guys collided into him. I don't think anything was dirty there.
No, nothing dirty. It looked like he got like a knee or a shin to the calf.
Yeah, he got overzealous. I don't think he should have. I think that play was a bad play call. Like I just think throwing to him in that position.
Yeah, it was bad on Ben's part.
Yeah, he's trying to thread a needle there, and that he didn't need to thread. That was first down. Like that.
But you're always the guy. Throw it to your best player. Hey, there's nothing. Hey, I'll throw it to Julio. Hey,
I say jump balls. Jump balls.
Okay,
for
but
the best player.
he threw it kind of short. He had to come back to it, and it's just awkward. Anyway, it was too bad. It looks like he's gonna miss this week.
He's out.
But they have a bye for the first week of the playoffs, so he'll be back for the first round.
Yeah, by all accounts,
which is great. You want the best players playing. You don't want Pittsburgh to roll into Gillette without Antonio Brown and Lev Bell.
No, not at all. It's
you're
just
gonna beat them. Fucking beat them.
Isn't it last year or was it the year before that Antonio Brown
No, Lev Bell went out in the first drive.
No. But Antonio Brown got concussed.
Against the Bengals.
It was what's his face, Perfect.
Yeah.
Like killed him, and then he came, and then it was like, oh, he's gonna play anyways, and it was. Well, what's his concussion protocol? Because that guy's still unconscious, and we're still talking about whether or not he'll play on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then it was finally like the day before that they're like, okay, he's ruled out. But it's okay. So, no, keep him healthy. Antonio Brown is the best receiver in football right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's
probably hurt his MVP chances.
It's just a shame to see anybody like that get hurt.
You don't want to see.
I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
But it's a shame. David Johnson go down.
But it's a shame to see a guy who is just making moves. Antonio Brown is so fun to watch. I hate the Steelers. I hate everything that they stand for. If we see them in the conference championships, great. I hope we kill them and light the whole stadium on fire. But
Antonio Brown's fun to watch.
He's fantastic, and he's, by all accounts, seems like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, I'd like to be his friend.
I like Antonio Brown, so no hate there. I don't hate players. I hate the game sometimes.
Final thoughts. Last week, this is the championship week. We invite the champions on next week if they'd like to come on.
Yeah, doubt they will.
Doubt they will, of course.
Of course not. Always something else going on. Classic.
Yeah. Always tires that have to be pumped. Always trades that have to be made on the market or whatever the other people do, or tables that have to be served.
Well, Nightingale's training. He's not.
Okay. Always training that has to be done. I don't
know. I'm salty. I'm a little salty because I would have never noticed that I would have had to play Brad. Yeah. To be honest, I would.
Phaneuf Gate 2.0.
Phaneuf Gate 2.0. It always happens to me. It seems like, and if he wasn't such a great dad, I would probably be a little bit more upset. Yeah.
But for that and that reason alone, like I was salty when he suggested he shouldn't be punished anymore.
Yeah.
And he has never been punished, so
no.
to feel slighted is ridiculous. So he will be punished.
And the punishments that we were levying were not even really that big of a deal.
We weren't even serious about the playoff one. Like that wasn't even.
That's what I even told him. I was like, buddy, like we're just fucking around. Like calm down. Yeah. Until he came in and said, I will do this. It's like, Mike, shut up, man. Stop talking. Yeah. But I am a little salty about that. Like, I'd be lying if I said that I'm not going to watch what my team does on Sunday and see if my team would have beaten both guys. Yeah. If it would, you're going to be able to put me in the Dead Sea and replenish all the salt in it.
You hope You don't, but you hope that your team has a terrible week.
I hope that I put up like 80 points.
Yeah.
And the winner actually has a game because I will.
Well, last time Team the Prius won, they put up like 65.
Yeah, I know. So if I don't if I put up like 150 again, and whoever wins puts up 90, I'm going to absolutely blow my brains out.
Yeah. And that's where the punishment lies.
But you know what? If I could have some final thoughts about will we have the season? No, we'll probably have one more wrap up show, right?
We got at least 2 more shows ahead of us.
Okay, because I was just gonna say if I have
clear season 1.
So if it's just about our league, I like that everybody was getting more competitive. I like that there was a little bit more trading this year, and I like that it's Nightingale and Prius in the final, and they were both good. They were good this year. Nightingale stacked with Gurley and Bell, and
he worked his way. He had a losing record, but he worked his way through, and
that's
he found
what I'm saying.
Found his way.
It's not disappointing. Neither of those guys, you're like, oh, what the hell were they doing in there? You know what I mean? Like
they didn't get 2 lucky weeks in a row at the right time.
Yeah. Like as much as we shit on Dan for not bringing the belt and the trophy anywhere, is I drafted his team last year. Like I know that's a talking point, but it's a reality. I drafted his team, and he played me in the finals, and he beat me with Travis Kelce, who I traded to him.
Yeah.
And which is great, good for Dan, and that's awesome. But it's like, really, how did Dan even get to me?
I think he was one of those 6 and 7.
He was. He
won on like a 70
and he skated
point
by
week
with 80 points.
Yeah.
He had the biggest week of his career. So there is none of that. These guys are both winners. They're doing well. Both their teams are good.
We hope for both guys to put up over 100 points.
I just want to see a competitive game.
Sure, yeah.
That's all I'm asking for.
That's what we hope for.
Now, what about your thoughts on Donald Trump declaring Jerusalem?
Yeah, no, we're not
the capital city of Israel.
Save that one for next week. My final thoughts are a very disappointing semifinals. Unfortunately, Team Solitron, Team Coldstrong. I was backing both you guys. I was pulling for you. The Solitron came back to earth. The Oakland Reindeers, which we knew eventually had to happen. We were hoping he was going to have a strong 3-week stretch, and it didn't. He put up 61 points, which his team was always capable of. He was relying on a kicker, a defense, and a quarterback, which is never a good thing to rely on.
Yeah.
Team Colt Strong, he unfortunately didn't capitalize when Team the Prius was vulnerable, and that's where we lie. So,
Legatron is on the IR.
I have no idea. I don't look at kickers.
He got hurt.
Okay, perfect. That's fine.
His kicker's hurt.
Yeah. Well, he wants to keep him next year. So
back injury. Well, hopefully he comes back for next year.
Yeah, hopefully he's back for next year.
This is how mad I am. Colt Strong and Sully could have combined their teams, and I would have beat both of them.
Yeah, he had a monster week, but that's the consolation ladder. No one cares, and you'll pick in the middle of the first round next year.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll be back next week. We invite the winner of the championship belt to come on next week.
I invite everybody on. Anybody who wants to come on, come on.
Yeah, we'll have some cocktails. We'll have some laughs. We'll rehash the championship week. We'll talk about the season. We'll go from there. We'll plan for conference finals.
Perfect.
I like it. iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube. We're all
Whiskey Barrel.
We're all forms of media. Check out the Whiskey Barrel podcast. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week.